Hello, everybody. This is your school board, Chippewa Valley School Board trustee, Robert Wojtowicz. Just the pre-meeting information here. Tonight, we have the first meeting of 2026. It's January 12th. It's at 6:30 at the administration building. And prior to that, we have the organizational meeting, which is at 6:15. And that's just a meeting where we appoint, elect, whatever, the president, vice president, things like that for the next year. Before that, we do have a building and site subcommittee meeting. That's at 6 o'clock, I think it is. And we don't have a whole lot happening there. Just usually, I don't think we do those subcommittee meetings properly. Me and Mr. Radyko, we brought it up at the last meeting that all it is they give us the information and we don't get to do anything with it. But anyhow, let's see what we have going on tonight and see if anything can be handled. Anyhow, so the meeting tonight, there's not a lot going on, but there is a couple things that you might know of already that are interesting. One of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be accepting, I guess, the retirement for Superintendent Ron Roberts. He's got 48 years in, and it's not a surprise it was coming, but when it's being done, we're going to be accepting his resignation. Or not resignation, I'm sorry, his retirement. So he's going to be retiring, I guess, at the end of June, pretty much right after the school year, and be way before the end of the year, or November, whatever. We got a couple recognitions that we're going to do, some basic updates and stuff like that. We have some information, and we're going to be discussing, it looks like, the plan to move forward with this Fielding International information. And I have said in the past, I said, I'm not even sure why we would spend that kind of money. All they've really given us is information we already had, and the little bit of information we didn't already have. Anybody that's in their first year of marketing can tell them where they can go and get that basic information, stuff like that. As a school district, not to even mention a large school district, we should have that information on hand and updated constantly. We should know exactly what's going on. So I'm not sure why we had to pay them all that money. But anyhow, there's going to I guess we're going to discuss something about that, whether it be what we're going to do or that we have to do something, but there's going to be discussion on the information that they gave us. I have a feeling there's going to be some people upset. But anyhow, then we do have, I'm not sure, it's not on the agenda to discuss getting in a new superintendent. And I know this is why everything's laid out the way it is. So I am hoping that they're not going to try and push something in without the rest of the board being involved, which is what they do a lot. Or at least without a couple of us board members that are involved. We just brought it up last meeting. Mr. Kpearl has said numerous times that we don't work individual, we work as a group of 7 as the board. Now, the board president doesn't have any special powers that any other trustee has, except for all he does is he puts the agenda together for the meeting. So I'm hoping that they aren't planning on going behind the backs of other members and trying to appoint or place somebody that they have in mind for a superintendent. Even though we don't have a majority, so our votes are only 2 votes that I could see against the rest, as usual, as almost every vote that we have. But that's where we stand there. So let's see what the plan is for getting in a new superintendent. I don't recommend that we go along the same lines as everybody wants to, which is going along the same lines that we've always done and getting the same results. We need to get somebody fresh, somebody new, somebody that can fix things in there, especially with us. We're a large district. But we'll find out what's going on with that. We do have a executive session that we're going to be going in at the end of the night. Can't discuss anything about that, but just to let everybody know, we will be going into an executive session. And one other thing is we do have an SEAB, a Sexual Education Advisory Board meeting coming up January 13th from 1 to 2 p.m. at the administration building. It's going to be, from what I'm told, it's going to be in the boardroom right where we have our meetings. But that's a sex education advisory board meeting, and we're going to see there's a lot of concerns and things that don't seem right about that. And I'm sure there's a few people that have brought up and they asked me about it, and they're going to want to go. But anyhow, we will find out what's happening at this meeting coming up tonight, and I will give you my after the meeting update. So anyhow, if anybody sees me out there, please stop and say hello. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I'd love to talk to you. And just remember, a college degree does not make you intelligent. Have a good day.